Only 15 minutes left. Only 15 minutes left. Got weird feedback. Weird. I heard myself in my head first. It's a really weird, creepy feeling. God. Right. Can we turn down a bit? Turn music down. Is it? Right, got no more feedback. Sweet. We're here. I would have streamed on time if I didn't spill loads of shit all over my desk. Well, I'm late and I had to clean it all up. I was filling up my mint. So I was like, oh, we use some more oil pens tonight. Fill up some more mural spirits. I spilled loads all over the desk. So can't really see any, but yeah, there's no shiny bits, but that was just, it was everywhere, and so I had to like mop it up. So I spent the last 10 minutes just mopping that up. And I can say this with the utmost confidence as well. And join me in the celebrations. It's now that time of year where it's a bit chilly in the evenings, so I can wear a hoodie. And I'm no longer boiling hot. The fan is still here just in case we get an odd hot night. But it hasn't been on the whole day. And it's so nice. Yeah, that is my big celebration for the stream, you know. It's wear a hoodie. I feel so secure. I feel so snug. It's so nice. But yeah. How's everyone else been? So my mic stand just suddenly dropped. Yeah, hope everyone's had a nice last few days. I do need to sort of semi-apologise that, you know, I didn't stream Sunday, but Jesus, what a nightmare. I ended up like being on the phone to my boss and stuff at some work stuff out because I forgot until end of last week that we had some contractors come around at work Monday night, so I'd sort that out over the phone. When I was sitting here after working all day, he phoned me and was like, "Oh, we need to sort this out because so and so." I was like, "I can't do this," so we had to sort like rotors out. And I was like, "Well, I'm making some sleep because I'm doing possibly a long day tomorrow." And he's like, "Nah, you'll be fine." He's like, "You'll do 12:15 to 9:15, 9 hours, but it'll be over and done with." So I get in early, 11:30, just to get some bits done, and then we fast forward to 20 to 11 at night. I'm only now just leaving work because contractors, they're optimistic with their time, and I love them for it, but fuck, they have no perception of time whatsoever. So, turn up, we have enough floor, like, properly, like, deep cleaned. And they turn up, the guy turns up about 24. She's like, yeah, you know, once the guys get in, we'll make a head start, doing all the stuff, and he's like, we'll be done by 8. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah, by the time we moving everything, you know, there's 3 of us, you know, there'll be me and someone else work there as well, 3 contractors, 2 workers, yeah, done by 8. We'll be done by 8, and then we'll leave at 8. He's like, you can leave at the same time as us as well, just leave for the morning. They're very lazy. they were very up with like, yeah, just leave it for someone else to do it. And I was like, that's not how it works here. So he's sitting there, yeah. So it cuts to 6 o'clock when we shut, and they were gonna start all the stuff that they were gonna start the clean they couldn't do when people were around. They're outside having a smoke break. And we're like, me and the person, like, they said they're going to finish by 8. They haven't even started yet. They haven't started, like, the proper work yet. I'm like, oh no, I'm sure they'll be quick. So it cuts to about 9:20-ish. And they just quickly, they're still doing it, and they just rush the last minute and just go, yep, we're done. Honestly. So I was like, yeah, that was quite funny. And they're like, oh, you can leave as well. I was like, no, we need to move all this. And they're just like, nah, leave it. And just it was so, they were so nonchalant about everything. They was like, nah, it'll be fine. Let them do it in the morning. You've been here long enough. So considerate, but also like, no, can't do that. So yeah, that's my last few days in a nutshell. I watched the floor get clean because you can't really do much more when they're doing that because you can't stand on the floor because they're like, hang on, it's dry. You've got polish and stuff, and it's dry, and you can't stand on it. Yeah. Cool, that's all good. So you can't really do much. So we just sort of like milled about and done stuff out about. We're like, yeah, cool, you know. Ordered some pizza, had some pizza. That's about it. That's literally all that happened. We just sort of milled about and done a few bits while they done the job, and then we had to move everything back. So yeah, that's it, right? That's it. End of my last few days anecdotes. Nothing else interesting happened. So yeah, thought we'd do some more painting tonight. Oh, I say that like I wasn't going to paint. Like, of course I was going to paint, but, you know. We painted the troll last time. I thought I'll try and get this guy finished. I'll even try and get him in, like, you know, try and get him in a decent spot, you know, because he's been sitting around for a while now. I feel like I could have finished him ages ago, but I just chose not to. So yeah, that's about it really. It's better, and yeah, we're gonna use some oil paints on later as well because I'm really liking oil paints. It's like witchcraft. I feel like if I just paint some more little details, I'm just gonna oil paint his cloak. and just go from there. But that would be like a last thing we do. We'll paint some little details and stuff first, and then do that bit. Starters. Let's start with the basics. Some brown, and I've got to paint his star. Yeah, apart from that, I'm seeing a lot of reviews on the new kill team. I'm really stuck in like a really horrible middle ground with it. Like part of me is like, oh, you know, it's gonna be like, it looks really cool. The rules look fun, stuff out of the rule, but then it's just the whole like the whole mismatch. Like, if you don't play like the new kill teams they've got, you don't really get a lot of rules. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to buy the Octeris. Well, I can't buy the Octeris box now. Good luck trying to get that out. Yeah, it was just such a weird one. Like, I'm in such a middle ground with it. First, like, nah, I hate it. But then I started seeing, like, I saw people play and I was like, okay, like, it's cool, but I'm still like, meh. Like, not really being able to, like, mix and match your, like, all like, the different unit types you'd have in, like, a kill team. Just really, I just sit and go, well, that's sort of like the fun of it. Like, I thought that's what kind of your kill team for. Like, it seems to me they've gone for, like, ease of, like, getting people into it. More so it's like, yep, you buy a box of, like, you buy one unit box and that's it, you know. Like, that's all Space Marines are. Space Marines are just, you buy different box sets. You buy like this box of Primaris and you run them in a kill team. Whereas like most other armies that have a bit more model units, like, yep, you buy like 2 boxes and that's it. Oh no, better. I'm kind of just like, my phone's going off. Thank you, phone. Yeah, just I'm really on the fence about it. I'm like, I really want to enjoy it, but I'm not sure if I will. Oh well, we'll see. Gonna give it some more time. I'm gonna see some more stuff online about it. I'm in no rush, so. Yes. I didn't even play games. I haven't played games in age. I haven't played anything. I'm sitting there going like, oh, I won't play anyway. So who knows? I mean, because the narrative stuff looks really fucking good. I'm like, I want to play the narrative. They seem to. Games Workshop seem to got the narrative down to a T. They've got the narrative down like. How I want to play a camp. This is how I want to play a campaign. I want like level ups and stuff like, you know, and you earn stuff. Like that's the shit. That's the stuff. That's the stuff I want. That's the plastic crack I want. I'll see. So I'm on edge. I'm not eager to get it, but I'm not like completely against it either. That's pretty much it, really. Just musing over kill team and just in again, you know. It did though lead me into a really like deep dive into like small indie skirmish games, and just I knew there was a lot out there. Man, there's a lot. You think of anything, and there's a game for it now. Like, because I'm like, oh, I'm more a fantasy guy, so I'll just see what fantasy ones are out there, just, you know, that aren't like the normal ones that you think of. And yeah, they were just like, they were for everything. I was like, I found this like a weird 15mm Japanese monster hunting one. I was like, that's sick. I kind of want to check out because I was like, you know, if I could. But I was like, oh, the 15mm is a weird thing. The flag again, I was like, you know, this is cool concept. I love Jeff, like Monster Hunter. I was like, fucking sick. But I was like, and the 15mm means I had to buy from very specific companies, and I'm like, You know, that was one I found. Just tons of them. Like, there was like a Roman one, like a Greek mythology one. There was one about like Norse gods. I mean, your typical medieval. Got your pikes and bayonets. Had like there's a trillion different like wartime different looking ones. What other colours can we do as flasks? I'll have a red one. Red different. We'll try some just shades of red for now. Might do something like a bright green or something. Yeah, just I took a good few hours and just deep dived into all of it. I was like, this is. I'm guessing just seeing kill team scratched my skirmish game itch. Yeah, I just kind of like, you know, I just want a convertible team up. No, there's loads of games there as well. So I'm like, there was like loads where I'm like, this looks like a sick system, but it's like best played with 4 players. I'm like, I was like, wow, there was one. What the hell was it called? That's Iron and Honor. And basically the whole premise was, the guy was like, this is like D&D, but it's like just the dungeon delving, like more of just the dungeon delving part really. It's like emphasis on like the D&D style combat and just system, you know, 2d6 system. You have all these skills and attributes and use them. And I'm like, that's amazing. If I sniffle or if I have to itch my nose, it's because hay fever played with me the last few days, and in a mix of staying up late last night as well. It's just really messed with me. But yeah, I have to, yeah, Iron and Honor, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, I assume, but then it's like, yeah, it's a heavy campaign, best for like 4 to 6 players. I'm like, I just kind of want one that I can sort of like, you know, play with another person maybe, or solo is even better. I haven't really got up here, I think. I've got quite a green one. So yeah, what's everyone else been working on? Also, Hex Fires come out as well, so I'm guessing did it come out? I think it's been sent out, so I think everyone's getting their copies of Hex Fires and stuff like that. Which again, I was like, oh, it's tempting, but you know, I don't collect Grey Knights or Thousand Suns. The only model I want out of that is like the sorcerer for the Thousand Suns bit. The Thousand Suns side. That's like a tongue twister, that is. It's literally the only model I set there and went, I'd love to paint that. Yeah, and also Sunday night as well, because I sat there and by the time I finished like talking to like people at work and getting stuff sorted out, I said, "Oh, that's it. I got my video I'm gonna record." So I spent the whole night existential crisis trying to edit that, to find out that purely a mistake on my part. I should have checked this in the camera, but there's one shot where it's like it's key. There's like one shot that I done that's key. It's like it's important shot like that's just completely fucked. And I'm like, I can't cut around this. Like it's a major step. And I'm like, oh, I've got to reshoot it. And I'm sitting there going, then I'm looking at it going, a couple more shots. I'm like, oh. Once I critique one, I'm like, I'm critiquing all of them. I'm like, they're all shit. And I just after a few hours of edit, I'm like, this is shit. So I scrapped the whole project. I'm like, I'll probably just redo it. Because it was literally one of them where I don't know what happened. It must have been like in between like the break where I was painting, like I let it wash dry and left it for like, 20 minutes on that. The camera got out of focus. So like I zoomed it in a bit because there was like some smaller detail. And you couldn't see anything. It was like, I'll give you a live demonstration of, so get it in focus. It was sitting like this. And I'm just painting it because I didn't realize that I need to put it back to the original zoom. So I was like, oh shit. It's like that sucks. So that was a bit of a shame. So I'm like, I've got to repaint that now. Yeah, so Sunday night I just resort to alcoholism. Because really nicely, someone at work brought me and my manager rum as like a thank you gift for like doing stuff for her. So, and I got a whole bottle of rum on my desk, and it's really nice. Any point, I might start drinking some rum this evening because it's really nice. It's super free. I'm like, I can drink this stuff and just mix it with anything, and you're like, oh. The thing is, I don't normally drink rum. I'm not normally a rum drinker, but as the young kids say, this shit bussin'. I feel so old trying to say that about the cool kids. But yeah, it's fucking delightful. It's called Palm Beach. It's a rum liqueur. And I was like, she gave it to me. I was like, oh, I'm not really a rum drinker. I'm like, oh god, what am I gonna do with it? I was like, no, hang on a second, I'm on the sun. Yeah, that was a good bit of turmoil. Painting these bits brown because they're all going to be painted mostly a gold, or if not just a metallic color in general. So especially for golds, a brown base coat makes it a whole lot better. You notice it, like you paint gold over black and then just paint over brown, you look at it and you will notice. Yeah, I do kind of think something like an orc shaman is sort of like a gold collector. It would go absolutely mental. Try to give it some pizzazz. Now, I do know one thing is I'm not gonna go crazy with the glass effect. Like, part of me is like, oh, do I try like some real like neat glass effects here? Like, do I do like the full like paint so it looks like the bottle see through? And as much as I would love to try that, I'm like, I can't. I've never really done like bottles before. I've never painted bottles like that before, so well, I would add a little bit of shine to make them look like they're glass, but could just mostly be painted in block colors. Because I'm a scaredy cat. So judge me you like. Yeah, there's no more cloth. No random cloth bits now. I've also got to work out what to paint like his weird soup, like soup potion thing, whatever it is. Where is it? It's time to paint. Just tiny detail that I've noticed before. It's like there's a tiny skull on his belt, so it's like paint that quickly. I have to clean this lid a bit because it's gunked. I hate gunky paint lids. No way, Jose, not for me. Okay, we're gonna paint it exactly like I paint any other. I gotta not quite to this stand, you know. I'm not gonna quite paint like that, but just a basic, because you can hardly see it. Like it's only on the front. And there's another skull up here as well. Might as well get him base coat as well. Yes. There you go, buddy. Sweet. Surprising, you know, just the ratio to skulls on this one, it's weird, it's weird. Like I'm used to like having to paint like 100 skulls, but we're good this time around. So, I'm thinking, which is a very rare thing for me. It's for the suit bit. We try and get that done, and we do it from like, we make like a yellowy green, like quite a nice, quite like a bright color, and then have it go down into like smoke. Okay, give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? There you go, like a really off-putting green. It feels so weird. I was spending the whole of last stream blending with oils. It feels so weird to be back on acrylics doing this. It's like so inefficient. There's so much like faffing about, and you got to do it quickly as well. So it's not like I can just leave it for 5 minutes and come back to it. And I like this yellowy green more than like original green I put in this last one. It's quite a nice looking green. I so instinctively keep looking at my screen because I'm like, I'm so used to. I haven't got the camera zoomed in or anything tonight. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna leave it completely as is. Right for a minute. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking if we like wisp down from like this yellow green into like a dark, like a grey, like a smoky grey. Where is my grey? Or if I had a bit of grey, probably add some of the green and have it like a greeny grey. Just sort of see how it goes. We sort of have a blend going. Be refined a bit more, but then yeah, again, it's smoke, so it's like sort of be a bit free. We can be a bit free with it. So we'll leave that to dry. We'll do another layer because for some weird reason I decided to paint red over black would be a great idea. this? Little bird skulls. There's no point sitting around waiting for paint to dry. Who's going to watch paint dry? Here, like. That's drying. We're going to also give. Give the hand one last base coat. Just because I want a nice solid layer before I start. So I'm just going to start like applying washes of all varieties to it, because it's safe to say, for law reasons, this is not going to be a well kept hand. I don't know what hand it's off, what creature it's off, but you know, I'm imagining it to have pretty human-like skin tones. But it's going to be really dead, so really lots of blues, a bit of green to be moldy as well. So we'll just sort of start slapping paint on it left, right, and centre. So I want to leave that to dry fully for a bit. Girls and stuff, they're just sort of like little details I'm working on as I go. The hand's drying. I want to leave metallics. I want to leave metallics all dead last after I've done all the washes and that, because I just want them to either find like a little bit of shiny again in the model. I'm not sure how I do like glass effects. I never paint glass. No models I ever paint ever have glass with them. They're quite simple folk that I paint. I think I'm just sort of going to go like that, and we'll just sort of glaze over a bit. Yeah, that's the best we can do, really. Yeah. Okay. do these as well, just to... Just so dumb, really. Again, that kind of do. That will do, they say. That will do. Okay, that's probably as bright as I'm gonna go. Like, I really would like the suit to like have like a nice highlight. I felt like if I just done all one color going down, it'd look a bit weird. So I'm like, the main consistency is like a nice, really like bright yellowish green, almost like baby poop, like baby poo green. Just kind of want it, so yeah, on the ridges, just so you see it. So you're looking at quite a bright green. That's like, you know, it's works its way down. I didn't just drop my brush, you saw nothing. There we go. So what I'm thinking is, it's now turned to more greeny, the smoke, but then, once it dries, we'll do grey highlights. We'll like a really like, it won't be a bright grey, but like a dark grey, but like it's taking the colour of like the soup. Whatever it is, just, you know, could be anything. Could be soap, who knows. I kinda a bit now, I'm like, I kinda just wanna kind of do some oil washes now. Kind of feel like we should do some oil washes. So I definitely want to do an oil wash on the cloak. And I came prepared this time. So last stream didn't have them, but I brought a whole pack of them, got them from work. I had to get these fancy bamboo ones because we didn't have any of the ones, but they were the same price. So I've got a whole pack of cotton buds. So we can use cotton buds for the oil washers now. I can show you how to apply oil paints now properly, not podged together. So yeah, put the nice brush away, and we're gonna get the crap brush cell. I think it was only those ones, weren't it? Yeah, I only need those size ones. Be fine. So oil paints is a whole different game to itself. So what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking if we go with a colour like that for the cloak, so real darken it up. Or do we go for a brown? I kind of think a brown would be nice. Like a burnt umber, like, because it will make it look dirty. We'll do the dark blue. We'll try the dark blue. I haven't used this dark blue yet. You know, so if I'll leave it all here as well. Got a little palette in the background. It's my homemade one. It's a plastic one. Some tin product because you're using mineral spirits here. If anyone didn't know, you can't just use water oil paints. Have to use mineral spirits. It's just how they are. So you can't put mineral spirits on plastic because it'll melt the plastic. So I've got my dark blue. So basically, you're about to see some witchcraft here. Because oil paints, I'm gonna make a wash. Just like you would any acrylic wash. You're going to see it acts a whole lot. It acts so much more different. So you can sort of see there in the background, even though it's very out of focus. It's just how the camera is like. There you go. It's like a wash. So all we're going to do is we'll start on this bit because it'll be easier to show you. Drop some off. We don't want too much on there. Just you're probably sitting there going, "Cool, that's real heavy," and you're doing a lot of space at the same time. And I almost done it. See, almost dipped it in my normal water. You don't want to do that. It's not going to wash the brush. So then you want to. So it's on there. It's very heavy. You don't want it that heavy. I want some of the colour to show underneath. So then you get your cotton bud. And you can just sort of like take the paint away, and it shows underneath. There you see, it's literally just like magic. It's so you can like dip the other end in and a bit of mineral spirit so the paint comes off. So on like a wash, you can use like a dry end if you just want to mop up like a pool. Then say that I want to sit there and go, yeah, you know, I kind of want these bits to still be highlighted and still be the blue from underneath. Use your end just dipped in mineral spirits, and hey presto, the paint's gone. And there you go. The best bit is not going to dry in 5 minutes. So I'm going to sort of leave it for now and be like, you know what, we'll just see how it goes. Like that sort of looks alright for now. It's so much fun. It's so much fun as well. So it's just like, you know, put them down here as well. And we'll just probably grab another cotton bud. You do burn through cotton buds though. No, just like that bit, you know. Dry cotton bud. Hit the walls out instantly. Really darken up the cloth. Like look, so you compare like that side, oil wash. Before. After. Before. After. You just see it right there, like, just like right in the corners, like, it just finds the corners so nicely. Honestly, for anyone, yet again, that I said I've been saying this ever since I've gone, like, if you haven't tried oils, I so recommend it. Again, just using like it's just me using the damp pen, so like, you know what, kinda. I kind of was the damp end like helps blend it. So if you've got like a bit where it's like a hard line, and you're like, oh, that's probably gonna like that's probably gonna leave like a coffee stain mark. You can sort of use a damp pen to sort of just like brush on the end and sort of blends it a bit as well. Let me just zoom in so you can see a bit better. Engage focus, engage focus. There you go, so that's like Yet again, and the thing is, like even when mixing it, like you don't have to be, like you want to get it to like a runny consistency, like how you would a normal acrylic wash, but just slightly thicker, because you can just take it off. Like you're not stuck with it. So it's just kind of like, you know, got a little safety net. And again, you'll see me being like really sloppy here, and you're probably thinking like, that's mental, you know? Like what, you just spent all that time painting over these little bits just cover them? It's like, no. And then just dip it, and it's like, oh, I mean, it hasn't completely got rid of it, you know. That would be a lie. You can do it though, but it's such a fine. Ocean balls, like this is when like it'd be nice if I could have it to something like more precise. Honestly, you're not going to see that back bit, so I mean, have it as dark as you can, because it just shows that it's in some shadow. Honestly, for me, it is the rubbing off me, and also as well, like it looks really glossy now, but it won't be as glossy once it dries. It does matte up a little bit. Like, it can be like as rough or gentle as you like. In saying it's like I don't want massive puddles. You don't want massive puddles. Same principle like acrylic wash. You don't want massive puddles everywhere. It's like, you know, you just sort of like, if you want to, you just sort of like really dab your cotton bud in there to get it all out, and then there we go. Still leaves a little bit of a tint as well, because obviously you can't take it all off. But you can take loads of it off. Like even on the sleeper, you can see like I've taken like the majority of it off, but it's still slightly there. Bit difficult to see because it's so glossy. There's one of the issues. Because it does scare you at first. Like, it does scare you. It terrified me on like my first test, and I was like, "This is like really glossy." I was like, "Is this gonna dry really glossy?" Fix the focus a bit. Just like that. Just like magic. So I think that it's definitely a little difficult, more difficult. Like the test model I've done was a big trot, and that was just it's so much fun on big models, like big spaces. She's another cotton bud. Because you have got to be careful, because cotton buds are great and everything, but they can leave fluff on the models if you use them too aggressively. The fluff will start to come off. Yeah, I love this bit as well. Just like if you want to do anything remote like acrylic, like I won't be able to paint this like, the whole bit, and I can now just spend my time going through it. So the oils aren't going to dry for hours, so. Yes, I mean, so far this is all like, I'm just sort of give you a glimpse of like what you can sort of do with oil paints. It's like a really basic level. Just see how that changes. It changes so much. The thing is, like the bit around here, I applied it quite thickly as well, so it proves how much you can sort of like take. You can just take off as much as you want, like. There'll be bits where you like look at it and be like, I've taken pretty much like around the edge of the sleeves stuff. You can sort of say like, I've pretty much taken it all off, so it's back down to its base blue. It's just you can sort of go as ham as you like with like you could just wash it and just literally soak the pores up and you'd be golden. It'd still look good. Do you kind of feel like that I went? Just reinforce this a bit because that bit's looking fairly light. I mean, one thing I remember though is, let me get a fresh cotton bud to show. Could be easier. It's like a section like this bit is when you're using the cotton bud. Just make sure you twist it a bit when you're taking the paint off, especially off like the highlights. Otherwise, all you're basically doing then is you're just pushing the paint and the oil's still on the cotton bud, just literally just putting it somewhere else. Yes, that's more what you want. Like real nice punch, like a real dark recess. But then once it's dry, so like leave it like a day or so. Like oils, people say oils take a little age to cure, but I troll with it because you're working with it so thinly and small lines. Like give it like a day or so, and it's normally dry. Again, I've just gone back to a bit that I haven't touched in a few minutes, and so just look and go, you know, there's a bit too much dark there. Mineral spirits, cotton bud. Like you can see, I'm not really twisting it, but because I'm taking off a large amount of paint, it does sort of work a little bit. You can sort of like just fudge it a bit. Just more fact with cotton buds, where they start getting really frayed. That's where you start getting bits all over your model. So yeah, so I've applied it, and you just sort of like go on there and you just roll it down. And you just sort of select where you want like your highlights to be, like, you know. So obviously for me it's going to be like around the edges, near like the top and stuff, obviously where the sun's going to hit it. The thing is, there's no rush as well, like, just, this is the sort of time where it's like, just take your time. Like, for me, that's kind of what I want. Take a bit more off the top there. There you go. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Like my main points are I'm looking like, you know. The bits where you have left it, say it's just sort of, you know, these bits are getting quite dry because there's hardly any on them. You can still sort of tint, you know, so, you know, I want it. Sort of get a ham and just scrape the main bit of paint right off. So literally on those, it's just left around the crevices. Like, I mean, we can do it on like other bits of model as well. Like we said, we wanted some blue. So why don't we do? So for this one, I just used a really, like for the hand, I literally just put a minuscule amount of oil paint. Like it was more mineral spirits than paint. The cotton ball on my lap as well. But yeah, just honestly, just there we go, and then like it's not a whole deal, but it's just enough where it's now tinted to that flat. It's now tinted the hand more towards the dark blue that we want. It's darkened it down without doing like the whole like non-oil wash where I just, you know, completely wash everything out. It's giving you blue. It's giving you some blue in the recess also. It kind of looks like, you know, it's a dead hand, and then once, by the time we'll see it, leave it for a bit to dry. And once it comes back in, once it's dried, you can come back in. I'll come back in, just highlight some of it, you know, add some different sort of colours to it as well. I mean, to be honest, if you want to get real wacky, let's get wacky here. You know how we still want to use this brown as well. So we'll use this burnt umber. Also, just a little bit of What's my phone going off for? Well, look at that in a second. It's work, but it's fine. So yeah, so wash the brush off. So we'll make a brown wash quickly. Honestly, I'm going to invest in a pipette because I feel like a pipette's going to be a whole lot easier for this. Yes, now it's all like, you know, it's got some blues there as well, but let's just add like a really thin, like honestly, yeah, again, like a really just small amount. You be select with it. Just there you go. So it's sort of like we sort of kill two birds with one stone here. There's like a bit of blue towards the back around the spike bits, and then you just sort of like, and then got some browns mixed in there with it as well. I mean, there's probably loads you could do with this. We're just sort of like hitting the tip of the iceberg here. Oh, there you go. So like now it's got some extra colour. It's got a bit more colour in it. You can mix it as well and just sort of like you can start getting mental with it. Just literally, then you just, what is, I'll just overspill just a tiny bit, but stuff like a dead hand, you want a bit of like. So you can sort of go as in like in any direction you want. So like you can go for like really clean, sort of like contrast. That's like, you know, your bright skin color, and then like your deep highlights. Or if you just take a tiny, like just apply a tiny bit of pressure. So we'll leave it there now. So like, yeah. It'll dry a bit and it'll dry and you'll have some nice shades, and then the bits where it's sort of like watermarked as well, it's skin, so it's going to look like that when it's sort of like old and stuff out. So you keep blues and your greens, and your browns in there. I mean, that's sort of the basics of it. Again, you know, it's like, oh, I can look at me and go, cool, I'm not quite happy with that bit. So if it's been like you know, I'd say more than like a couple of minutes. If you want to work something again, just put some mineral spirit on like your cotton bud or mineral spirit, just sort of like gets the oil paints agitated again. So I just went and took a bit more off the top of his head. But I mean, yeah, again, I'm pretty happy with how the cloak turns out just like that. And that took us what? Half an hour to do the whole model, to do the whole entire cloak area. And that's quite a simple way of doing it. I'll probably take one last combo. I'll probably just want to get like this bottom bit down here. You can't get much simpler than that. There you go. And just like that, the bottom bit's now got a little. It's not a lot. So obviously, it doesn't need a lot because it's the bottom bit the more, but it's got a tiny bit of a highlight on it now. So once this dries, I can literally come back in again, like a tiny highlight, and just highlight the bits. Like it's already planned out. It's already done out for me. The oil paints. Like I know it's highlight. Like on this head bit, I just need to highlight around the edge, a bit down there. The sleeves are. It's just, you know, it's all like around here, around the top. But most of it's already done. I mean, like what I done the skull is pretty much what I done it with like acrylics, but that works out well. You shouldn't normally do it with acrylics, but what you do with acrylics, like I done here, because you get that cool like matte effect. Then you know, the cool like blotchy effect, where it's like a skull's like it's dirty, it's got pitted stuff on it. I might just for the sake of it, because we are just sort of like we're now at the stage where I'm like, I've given up on like acrylics for tonight. We're just finishing everything off with a nice oil wash. We'll give the stick a nice oil wash. And just literally, isn't like for doing this, but you don't need to rub much of it off because it's brown on brown. Like you're not gonna notice it, but rub just a tiny bit of the excess off the top, and then when it's dry, you've already got a nice shadow to work with. There you go. They're not making them, but it's still a wash in it, so it's still going to have some deep shadows in it. So I can really go in with like a nice bright brown enough to make like a light wood colour. quickly wash this off. But yet again, cotton buds become your best friend. But fuck, you go through a lot. Like, look at them. Just use this many. So, be wary. Not very good for the environment. Yeah, honestly, you can sort of see it's wetting yet again. I could leave this for 10-20 minutes. And if I sat there and went, oh, you know, there's like a big bit there that I want to get off. Grab another cotton bud, dip it in some mineral spirits to agitate again, and I could take it off again. Just honestly, just using something other than acrylics, just it blows your mind. Someone who's used acrylics their whole entire hobby life. It's brilliant. And it's just like a dark blue. Like, I quite like the dark blue. Like, and then again, if I done a brown, I would have had to like take a lot more off because it would have just tinted too much brown. But you could have still kept a lot of heavy brown there to give like a really dirty brown blue look. So yeah, that is basically, that's probably the most dirtiest tutorial I've got on oil paints ever. I do want to do like a full bit where I fully in detail show like oil paint stuff out, like once I'm a bit more comfortable with them. So I didn't want to do it like now. This is just like a rough like talking as I'm doing it. But just yeah, that's oil paints in a nutshell, really. But that I really can't. I mean, can't really do much more there because you can't paint. You've got to let it feel like the best thing I found out was because for ages people were like, if you use oils, you got to varnish after every step. Turns out it's not true. As long as you let it fully cure and dry, I can just paint straight over it. So with how thin it is, I mean, most of it's all like getting dry already. I mean, even we can try something nuts here. We're gonna try something I've only ever seen in videos. I've never tried this myself. Let's try on just like one spot, because if it works out bad, we can just sort of like get rid of it and it'll be fine. You can even start getting highlights before it's even dry. Just a bit of wet on wet blending. There's another thing you can do, is sort of like the secret of this bit is you thin the paint down. Like you thin it down to like about like your normal GW layer consistency. And you try and wipe quite a bit of off because you don't want too much on there. We'll try a different bit. Try it on, and then that bit's a whole lot worse. And like I'm no man. This is literally just me now, just trying something that I've never tried before. I've seen it where, like, you know, people sit there, like, they'll paint with like oils and they'll do this, and then they'll just add like a dot of white and just blend out. It looks amazing. No, oil blending. So it's basically web blending, but just oil paints. I make it sound a whole lot more fancy what it is. But hey, War Joker, how's it going? Long time no see. Yeah, man, you just kind of bit where I've been really into oil paints. And I'm just messing about in this more, trying to like see what I can do with oil paints. Like I've just gone through the entire cape bit and like done like an oil wash on it. And I just want to see some stuff that I see online that people do. Like when they just add a tiny bit of white and you can sort of blend out to make like a cool highlight, but it's not going very well. I've managed to fix it and make something work out of it. Like, exactly, that's the thing though. And I didn't want that brush either. But yeah, like this is just like the tip of the iceberg. Like, I want some shit at it because this is only my second attempt using oil paints. So you know, you gotta cut me some slack here. Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? Yeah, like I started with the tier 0 stuff. Tier 0 was like, you know, your oil wash. Like you can't really make you could mess up, but it's very forgiving. It's looking pretty sick. Just want to try some blending. Didn't go too well, but it's like it sort of went well there. You can sort of see it in the light there. You can sort of see the white there a bit, but I'm not going to go over the whole model and start doing it. I'm not confident enough. I'll end up just messing it up. I do kind of want to try this bit. Yeah, I said it's dirty in places. But I'm loving it. My lazy paint side is loving. I don't have to rush to get this paint up. I can just sort of take my time with it. Oh. Also, will look good on camera as well because it's new camera as well. Just a little plug in there, you know. Shit, we'll leave it like that. We'll leave his cloak like that. Right. Oil palette down there, where it's out of the way. They're washed as much as they need to be honest. The only bit is like the switching of palettes and stuff. Like my desk isn't big, so it's a real endeavor to switch between like a hard palette and then back to my wet palette and my acrylic palette. Put the cotton buds away as well. But you know, yeah. Well, what have you been working on? Just more brush for this bit. It's like the last bit I can sort of work on because the rest of it's got oils on now. Like oils are great, but once you've worked on something, you've got to leave it. So we'll just work on this little, I don't know, smoke magic soup thing. How do you feel on that one though? Happens to all of us. Just you get this on, I was like, I just can't. There's no use forcing yourself to paint because you'll just burn out. You just burn out even more frequently. Again, this is what. There's so many cups of clear liquid on my desk now. I'm kind of like I don't know what cup switch. It's a real guessing game. And any fellow brush lickers as well, you know. You'd understand the pain of like you can't really lick your brush. Like mineral spirits shouldn't be consumed. Glad I'm not the only one. Glad I'm not the only one. The amount of times I've just gone like from rushing around cup with like a drink is like, what? Wait. I stuck it in my can of Coke the other night. I don't even know how I done that. Like a can and a cup is a completely different thing, but apparently my brain, I didn't look. I was sort of like paying attention. I heard the ting of can. I was like, oh. Why do you think so many like people get like those custom printed mugs where it's like paint water? They're made for a reason. Yeah, again, like I don't even know how, just like a can and a cup is a completely different thing, but just apparently in my eyes it's like, no. There you go, I think that'll do. And with that, there is not really much more else I can work on, because most of the model is covered in oil paint now. So we're at the stage now where I've got to stop because I need to leave it overnight to dry. So no, it's fine. Thanks for dropping in. I'm letting that finish up myself because I can't work on any more of the model. Like I need to let all the paint dry. Yeah, catch you later. Thanks for dropping in. Have a nice sleep. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable saying that. Feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird saying goodnight to someone over text. Well, good night, catch you later, mate. But yeah, and I'm gonna stop there myself as well. And we'll see how the cloak dries up. Mainly it's mainly the cloak that dries up, and then once that's dry, I can then fully start working on the flasks without like scraping into the oil paints. So yeah, nice little short stream, but we got loads done. There's now the skin done. The cloth is pretty much going to be done. The hand's looking pretty sick. The little dead hand thing on the star. Like, once I get some highlights, that'll be pretty good. And it'll just be little trinkets like the gold bits. So yeah, that's it, really. Yeah, I'm watching over everyone, whether you like it or not. You know, it's not a choice. It's not your choice. It's my decision. All right, I'm gonna head off myself, I think, and I'll be back Thursday, where this guy will be dry, and we'll probably finish him, to be honest. Because all we've got left is to paint the flasks, the gold bits, and any other details. Like one more decent painting session, and we can get them done. So thanks everyone for joining, and I'll catch you all Thursday. 7, I guess, for all over again. Have a nice evening.